Good afternoon, YouTube. Today we are working on a 2014 Lincoln Navigator 4x4. What we're doing is a brake caliper change. So when I bought this vehicle about 2.5 years ago, we knew that it had been wrecked. However, we didn't know the extent of it. We knew that it was in the front region, because we can tell by the step it's bent. The frame that holds it is bent, so the top comes up a little more, the bottom's a little, or the back is a little dipped down. So when I got this truck, the dealership I bought it from told me that they had just put brand new brakes on the vehicle. Well, about a month or two, maybe three a little bit later, they started squealing. So I was thinking, sure enough, these guys lied to me. So I pulled off the brakes, all four of them. Checked them all out, sure as all get out, they were brand new brake pads. However, the front driver's side, instead of wearing perfectly straight, they were wearing like this, about a 30-degree angle. Well, I just let it be at the time because, well, I needed to drive the truck and didn't have to need to worry about it. But if you look real close on this brake rotor, see if I can get y'all in closer. If you look real close, that brake rotor is real shiny right here. A little shiny here, a little darker through here. And that is because of the simple fact that because it was wearing at an angle, the top part of the brake pad is, well, it's worn. So I went down to my local auto parts store, which happens to be O'Reilly's, and I bought a whole new bracket caliper all the way together. I've already done the other side of the brakes, or the brake pads, and so this vehicle has roughly 12,000 miles on these brakes, and these brake pads look pretty good. 12,000 miles. That's about where they should be, but they were squealing very loud. So obviously, if I'm going to do front brakes on one, I'm going to do front brakes on the other. So I say all of that to say that we are fixing to replace this front caliper. Now, there's a couple things that we have to do. It's really not all that difficult. We have to press the calipers are on the current brake caliper, so we can go ahead and get those off. Then, it's really only a couple of screws or bolts. Just to get here in the back, first we're going to take off the brake hose because we don't want to mess it up, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove the brake caliper, not because I really have to since I'm taking the whole thing off, but it does make it easier to get to the brake caliper anchor bolts. So on mine, the brake line is a 1/2 inch, brake caliper bolts, brake line is at 9/16. Brake calipers are 1/2 inch, and the anchor bracket bolts are 13/16. So I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully get this off pretty easily. I am gonna put y'all around on this side, so hopefully y'all can see. Sorry for all the background noise. Evidently my street is busy today. So again, first and foremost, we're going to compress the brake caliper. This should enable me to pull this brake caliper off much easier. Now, what I like to do personally is, since this is a four-wheel drive and this rotor is loose, once you take all these lug nuts off, I like to put just two finger tight, two lug nuts back on it, just for the simple fact that it keeps that rotor straight, where I don't have to fight it. It's not my best C-clamp, but it is my largest one, and that's the one I need. So hopefully that will allow us to get it off pretty easily. Next thing is, drink of my beer. Right side left loosey. I do have a drip pan underneath this hose, because I don't want the brake fluid going on the ground. Don't know if you can see that, but it is running out. Not quite finger tight or finger loose yet. As that is running out, let me go ahead and pull this up here and hang on to it, the coat hanger. That way it's up out of my way. Give a couple minutes for the brake caliper to go ahead and well, drain out. I already have a little bit of space right here. I'm gonna go ahead and give it one more turn. See on the bottom of this go around. See if we can get this brake caliper to depress a little bit more. Now that I don't have a line, I don't have any pressure, so the calipers will compress much easier. So now we're moving to a 1/2 inch socket to go ahead and get the brake caliper off. Now, the book said this should only have about 27 pounds of pressure, but they do have this you can hang on to help you hold it tight. Now, since we are replacing the entire brake caliper assembly, I guess is what you would call it,